Hey guys, welcome to another movie review. Today I'm going to be reviewing a film that actually didn't make it into a theatrical release, and at least not in my area. If it did have a theatrical release of some kind, it probably happened in either New York, Los Angeles, or some of the bigger major cities. This film was called The Rewrite, and I believe it had the same director as music and lyrics. In The Rewrite, you guys, it's basically about a washed up screenwriter from Hollywood who's directed a really big romance film at one point earlier in his career that he won an Oscar for, but he can't seem to find that success again. He's has found work since that movie, but none of them have really been financial or critical successes. And for his latest story that he's trying to get made early on in the movie, not a lot of producers or directors seem to want the movie that he wants to make. So as a result, he talks to his agent, he does some looking around, and he ends up finding a job as a screenwriting instructor at a New York university. But while there, he gets into some trouble with some things that, due to his fame, that people are attracted to him for. So basically, his fame kind of gets into the way of him accurately teaching this course. But he does meet a lot of really, what do you want to call it, inspiring or aspiring people who have a lot of really good ideas for movies. There's a character played by Marisa Tomei in the film who is a single mother who went back to college after several years of not being in college, and she has a lot of really creative ideas for screenwriting for movies. And he also has another student in his class that he's actually kind of jealous of because he has a screenplay that he's made for the course that Hugh Grant kind of himself wished that he wrote himself because it is so clever. So throughout the course of the movie, not only does this college give this man an opportunity to learn more about himself as a screenwriter, it gives him an opportunity to be around other screenwriters to see what works and doesn't work. So not only can he help them with their work, they can help him with his work. And the Marisa Tomei character specifically really helps him out with his situation, helps him out with some personal life stuff. And as a result, they kind of really help out each other get through both academic and personal problems that the two of them seem to be running into almost every day of their lives. So I really liked The Rewrite, you guys. I thought it was a very fun, um, creative concept for a movie. I thought it was a very inviting kind of movie. Like it was a movie that very much kind of wanted you to get into screenwriting more and more as you keep watching the movie. And as a result, I think it's a very fun experience and a very good movie to watch. So overall, for my positives and negatives of The Rewrite, I thought it's a very fun concept for a movie. Really enjoyed, the plot and the subject matter here. I myself like to make short films and write screenplays, so I could really connect with the movie right away. And like I said, it's just a very fun concept for a movie. Marissa Tomei's character I thought was very energetic and very fun. I liked how she was able to help out Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant was able to help out her. And it was just a very energetic performance that kind of gets you into the movie even more, just due to the fun of how fun Marissa Tomei's having on the set, kind of allowing you to have fun with her while watching the movie. This is a very well written and has a lot of memorable characters in the movie. So a lot of really well written, memorable characters that I thought really fit and really kind of make the experience more memorable and a lot more fun to watch, just because we really get to learn a lot about these characters and how they write screenplays, specifically the students in Hugh Grant's class. And by the time the movie's over with, like, you can kind of point out and identify what each of these students like to write for movies and kind of their unique approach that they bring to the film industry to hopefully have some bigger and better screenwriters in the film business. This one has a great second half as well. I think it really picked up. It really kind of grabs your attention and doesn't let you go. You really feel like you have to watch every single second and frame that the film has to offer by the second half, because there's a lot of really cool and interesting things that happen. Hugh Grant kind of has himself in a pickle a lot, and it's very interesting to see him get out of that situation. This film also has some well-written motivations. Hugh Grant's students in this university that he has, um, the struggles that he has as an instructor and as a struggling parent of a divorced couple, and he has a son that from the divorce. And Marissa Tomei's character, I thought, had very well written motivations as well. So just a very well executed movie, and it was very refreshing to see something like this. A lot of fun movie references and spoofing went on in the movie too, making it a lot more fun. So for those who are like me, and you can spot a lot of movie references and movie homages, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this movie because it has a lot of poking fun at like Star Wars and Dirty Dancing and I think like American Beauty at one point too. It's just a lot of really fun movie references and spoofing that happen a lot in the movie, and it's just a lot of fun to see it go down. This film also not only is a great movie, I think it also contains a lot of really good writing advice. So for those who are trying to publish a book or get a screenplay made in Hollywood or anything like that, I think there's some moments in the movie that really contain some really helpful writing advice. Both from Hugh Grant and from the students and from the Marisa Tomei character and from almost any character in the movie that is also writing the screenplay. I think it really offers a lot of great writing advice for those who are trying to make it big with their writing work. For my negatives of the rewrite, because it's not a perfect film, but like I said, it's a very fun film regardless. So for my negatives, I thought some of the jokes in the movie did fall a little flat. I would say mostly in the first act, because like I said, this film has a very strong second half, but there's small little moments in the first half that's like, okay, that joke didn't completely work. And there's some other characters in the movie, like J.K. Simmons and Chris Elliot are in the movie, for example. Some of their jokes are kind of flat too, but it's still a really great movie. But like I said, there's a few jokes in the movie that don't completely work, unfortunately. I do feel that Hugh Grant's kind of typecast as a character that he always seems to be playing in every movie that he gets casted in. With the exception of Cloud Atlas, I thought his role in Cloud Atlas was very different, and I'd like to see him do that kind of role more often. But this is kind of your typical typecast Hugh Grant character. He is a womanizer. He does go to bed with young girls that are way younger than him. So if you're hoping for a Hugh Grant character that's very different than what he's done in the past, unfortunately he doesn't really do that here. But regardless, this is a very good performance from him, even though it's something that we have seen from him several times before. The film kind of has an artificial element to it. There's just some moments in the film where you just can't see something like some of the stuff that went down happen naturally or realistically. So there's kind of an artificial quality in the movie. It's almost a little too perfect for its own good at times. So as a result, it does feel a little artificial in small little moments of the movie. Then that goes to my next negative. I think there's a lot of there's too many coincidences in the movie. Like, Hugh Grant, this isn't a spoiler because it happens like 20 minutes in the movie. He goes to a Wendy's when he first, flies a plane over to New York to, settle into a house and, figure out what he has to do for a course and make criteria for the course and things like that. But he's at a Wendy's, and he just so happens to be sitting next to a group of girls who are signed on to take a screenwriting class. It's just like, okay, that's way too convenient. That's way too coincidental. And another moment, too, is like, actually, I shouldn't be talking about this next one for too long, but like there's a part where, I'm trying to give you the most non-spoiler way to say it, where a certain character finds out about something that Hugh Grant is doing, and it's like there's like this huge like play out where it's like, okay, well, if that character didn't say that in the hallway out loud, this other character would have no idea what was going on there. So there's some small little coincidental things like that that really don't quite work in the movie, unfortunately. But overall, the rewrite, I love this movie. I think it's great. For those who like screenwriting or writing stories or writing books, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this movie because it has a lot of that kind of fun in the movie that's just worth your time very much so. So overall, I'm going to give the rewrite an 8.5 out of 10. I do think it is worth your time. I am a little shocked still that it didn't quite play in my area or play in other theaters outside of, like New York or Los Angeles, because I really think this is a high-quality film that has a lot to say about screenwriting. So 8.5 out of 10 for me. I do recommend this one quite a bit. So if you get a chance, make sure to check out the rewrite.